The dark story of Hollywood's most famous hotel, the Pink Palace. From a distance, it looks like a dream painted in blush pink, but for more than a century, the Beverly Hills Hotel has been a place where Hollywood's brightest lights cast their darkest shadows. When the Beverly Hills Hotel opened its doors in 1912, Hollywood as we know it did not yet exist. There were no movie empires, no paparazzi, no red carpets. The hotel was built in the middle of empty land, surrounded by fields and dirt roads, as a real estate strategy to sell a future dream. Ironically, it succeeded beyond imagination, becoming not just a hotel, but the emotional headquarters of fame itself. As Hollywood rose, the Pink Palace grew into a sanctuary where stars could escape the public eye while indulging in everything the outside world could never see. By the 1920s and 30s, the hotel had transformed into a second home for actors locked into brutal studio contracts. Studios controlled every detail of a star's life, relationships, appearance, even personality. The Beverly Hills Hotel became the only place where rules bent. Its private bungalows, hidden by tropical gardens, were not an accident of design. They were built to protect secrets. Affairs between married stars, forbidden romances, and nights of excess unfolded behind doors that were never meant to open publicly. Yet glamour came with a cost. Many stars who stayed at the Pink Palace were deeply lonely. Fame isolated them, and the hotel amplified that isolation. Marilyn Monroe, one of its most famous guests, often stayed there during the most fragile periods of her life. She was adored by the world, yet reportedly felt safest in the anonymity of her bungalow. Staff later recalled her mood swings, radiant one moment, withdrawn the next. The same walls that sheltered her also reflected her emotional decline, long before her tragic death. The hotel also became a hub of addiction, long before society spoke openly about it. Alcohol flowed constantly, and prescription drugs were quietly delivered without question. During Hollywood's golden age, overdoses and breakdowns were not rare, but they were handled discreetly. Studio fixers were rumored to coordinate with hotel management to remove evidence, relocate guests, or quietly send actors to private clinics. Ambulances were avoided. Silence was everything. Power concentrated here in disturbing ways. The Pink Palace was not just for actors. It hosted producers who controlled careers, politicians seeking influence, foreign dignitaries, and businessmen with questionable ties. Conversations held in its suites shaped casting decisions, studio mergers, and even political alliances. During the World War II and Cold War eras, intelligence agencies allegedly kept quiet watch on certain guests. The hotel was neutral ground, luxurious, private, and far from public scrutiny. With power came fear. Many guests demanded extreme privacy. Some stayed under false names. Others refused staff entry for days. Housekeepers have quietly spoken of entering rooms that felt wrong. Drawn curtains, stale air, mirrors covered, furniture moved. Emotional collapses, violent arguments, and psychological distress were part of the unseen routine. Everything was repaired, cleaned, and erased before sunrise. The illusion of perfection had to survive. The Pink Palace also witnessed the collapse of icons. Stars who once ruled the screen returned years later, forgotten and financially ruined, staying quietly in the same halls where they were once worshipped. Fame was temporary. The hotel remained unchanged, watching generations rise and fall. It became a mirror reflecting Hollywood's most brutal truth. Success is celebrated, but failure is hidden. In the modern era,
the darkness did not disappear, it evolved. The hotel became a symbol of wealth entangled with politics and controversy. Global protests and celebrity boycotts in the 2010s exposed how deeply the Pink Palace remains tied to power structures far beyond entertainment. Even today, influencers pose beside the pool, unaware or unwilling to acknowledge that they stand on ground shaped by decades of manipulation, silence, and sacrifice. What makes the Beverly Hills Hotel unsettling is not one scandal or one tragedy. It is the pattern. Over 100 years, it has functioned as a pressure chamber for fame, absorbing human weakness while projecting beauty. It taught Hollywood how to hide pain behind luxury, how to sell dreams while burying consequences. That is why the Pink Palace endures, not just as a hotel, but as a symbol, a place where fame rests, breaks, and is quietly repaired, a place that proves Hollywood's darkest stories are not always written in headlines, but whispered behind closed doors, under soft pink walls, where nothing is ever supposed to leave.